Hello, everyone. Good morning. Is it still morning? No, it's afternoon. Good afternoon. Today's Friday, April 15th. It's tax day of 2016. Um, Time to do an update. Let's talk about where I'm at with my back. Yesterday, I had to go back to see the doctor because um, my hair is a hot ass mess. Because the one incision on my back is still continuing to drain. Um, so went in yesterday. I was very nervous for some reason. I just had that like weird gut feeling that he was going to say he was going to take me to surgery to wash it out. Fortunately, he did not say that. We are just continuing on with what we've been doing, which is applying a very tight pressure dressing, um, kind of dousing it with peroxide to try to help dry it out, um, and changing it frequently so that it keeps a dry dressing on there. Um, they put the dressing on again yesterday, um, and when I took it off this morning, I actually had more drainage than what we had been getting. So, there's kind of conflicting stuff with, um, you know, the way that they tell us to do the dressings, and um, I know how to do a pressure dressing. I know how to do a good pressure dressing because I've had to do it. If you haven't had the practice at doing it, you wouldn't know. And the problem is that it's in the small of my back. So that's kind of a concave area. It's very hard to get a decent amount of pressure on it. So what we've been doing is we've been, doing the best we can with it. And then I'm trying to just sit and push myself into whatever chair I'm sitting in. This recliner that I've been sitting in for 3 weeks now. It's very supportive, so it has kind of hard cushioning, which helps a lot. But this is a process. It's going to take a while. This is called a seroma. These seromas can drain for a long haul. They told me to expect, it could be 10 days or more yet of drainage that we're fighting. So we have to make the 2 hour trip back on Monday to get it checked out again, another wound check. The deal is he's very, very closely monitoring this because of being at such a high risk of getting an infection in that area. So far, the drainage continues to be clear. It doesn't smell. There's nothing. I don't have any other physical symptoms that would indicate that maybe I have an infection. I'm taking antibiotics twice a day. I'm religious about it. They get taken at the same time every day. I'm on a really scheduled routine. I wear my bone stimulator the same amount of time. I don't ever, I have to wear it 4 hours. I wear it religiously. So I'm doing exactly what they're telling me to do. The only place that there's some variation is in how much activity I have. And that's somewhat because I'm a mom of two small children. In the evenings when both kids are here, sometimes they still need mom. Yesterday was the first day in almost 3 weeks that my daughter has been able to sit on my lap. My belly incision is nice and healed. I do have a seroma on my belly as well, but it's not a leaking seroma. It's all contained. It will reabsorb into the tissues. It's just a matter of time and pressure. So I'm still wearing a tight binder around my abdomen. But anyway, so my little girl finally got to sit on my lap. She was like hooked to my leg all day yesterday. So finally last night I said to my mom and dad, I'm like, put her on my lap. I just want her to sit on my legs. I will be very careful. My mom is just so worried, and bless her heart, I appreciate it so much. But, I need my kids as much as they need me. So, just a couple of minutes of her, just talking with her, taking pictures and playing and whatever. It did both of us good. It was like she got done, she got down, off she went, and life moved on. And it obviously was a more kind of pivotal moment for me than for her. It's 3 weeks. I'm at 3 weeks. I am still super restricted on how much activity I'm allowed to do, despite the fact that I feel so much better. It is all about healing the bones, at this point. So those of you out there who are watching my channel wanting to hear about spinal fusion recovery. Here's the thing. I've lived in pain for 2.5 years or more, and the last year has been awful. Ever since my work injury, it's been just out of control. And I feel better now than I have in probably 3 years. So I really am antsy to get up and do stuff. But I have to remember that, there's so much healing going on inside my body. There's so much, the bone has to grow in my spine before my spine's going to be locked in place permanently. So it's the harder part of this recovery is being patient with it. I get one shot at getting this right. You get one shot at getting it right the first time. And I'm not going to mess it up. I'm not going to, do the things that I want to do that I'll be able to do for the rest of my life after I get through this. So, every couple hours they want me up kind of walking around, which is happening anyway because I always have to pee. And then beyond that, it's, essentially sit your ass down. They don't want me to do bending, twisting, lifting of any kind. That is kind of what I have found is you're going to do some of that, and don't be scared to do some of that. They just don't want you doing dramatic things. You can twist enough to wipe your butt. You can, bend enough. I had to cut my toenails today. I sat down on the couch and I propped my leg up. And actually, since we're on that subject of this, one of the areas that I'm having a difficult time with is my left leg. I had all of my symptoms were in my right leg. My left leg, I don't really have symptoms in it, but something happened during one of my surgeries that my groin is extraordinarily tight. It feels like, you know how when you sit down, if you put your feet together and like do the butterfly stretching, I cannot do that. I cannot bend, like just sitting here in this chair, I can't bend my leg up to where like my foot could be reachable. It's because it's so tight and sore in there. So, and they told me that my left leg would have odd symptoms in it because of the way they do the posterior surgery. And my posterior surgery was a hot mess. They had a very difficult time because of my weight loss surgery and the excess skin that I have. My skin is just so, it's so loosey-goosey everywhere that when they would retract one side, it'd come in from another, So they did a lot of that surgery blind, and I'm so grateful for having such an amazing, skilled surgeon. So I am having issues with that, and so that's just something for, other people out there to think about, that maybe you're having, symptoms like other places of your body that you're like, well, they didn't even mess with that. Well, maybe they did more than you realize. So, you can do more things than what I think they have you scared to death to do anything, and I don't think that that's all necessary. All of the hardware and everything in the spine shouldn't shift as long as you're not lifting or picking stuff up and twisting and doing dramatic movement. So I'm healing. I'm getting better. The car ride, I have discovered something. It's happened the last 2 times that we've gone, and I finally was able to put my finger on it last night. Yesterday, when we left to go to the doctor, I felt pretty good. I was having a good day. The day before was terrible. Yesterday I was feeling good, and I thought this is going to be a great day. It's beautiful, and it was. We took the 2-hour drive, saw the doctor, went and had some lunch, and stopped by my house to pick up a few items, and then came back. And the whole way I just felt decent. So I thought, well, this is awesome. It's been so long since I could ride in a car comfortably that it's kind of a treat, really, to get to go as long. And it makes for a very long day. And I was really tired last night. But when we got back here, I'm following the rules, and I get here and we get settled and I get my stuff put away and I sit down. Probably a half hour after I sat, I started to get up, and I thought, I feel like I've done like 9,000 crunches. My abs are so sore. Well, you don't think about it when it's happening because it seems like nothing. Riding in a car, you're bouncing from the bumps on the road, or you're getting jostled around. If you know, there's lots of construction on the trip we make, so there's lots of bouncing. And you know, as the car turns, you're using your accessory muscles and everything to keep yourself upright. Sitting down, that's just body mechanics, physics, the anatomy, the way that our bodies work. And so those little movements over the course of the whole day added up. And my abs have been all sliced open from having abdominal surgery. And so I'm really sore today. I really feel like I've had like a severe abdomen workout. So that's the only thing, just to caution people on. You may feel great, and the traveling is not going to hurt you by any means, but you may be sore after it. And it's not, my back doesn't hurt, I don't have pain in my leg, it's just like muscle soreness. So just some interesting things that are happening to me as this journey unfolds. Truly, the patience is going to be, it has been the hardest part. I think I'm driving my mom crazy because I'm just impatient. I want to be up moving, I want to do stuff, I want to go places, and right now in particular I can't go anywhere because I'm put myself too much at risk for getting an infection. So I have to stay put here. It's all about cleanliness. They want me washing my sheets really frequently, changing the dressings a lot. So it's just about, we're trying to get this thing to heal the right way. And the only thing that I can foresee being an issue at this point is I think it's going to dry up on its own. I don't think he's going to have to go open it up or anything. But I have nylon sutures in the incision that we're looking at, and my skin is healing around them, so I foresee them having to go in and dig out the sutures at some point, which will be less than fun, but it's these are baby steps that I have to take to get to the end of this process. And I have such optimism, and I'm looking so forward to later in the summer, late August, early September. That should be about the time that I'm going to get fully released and should be able to go back to full duty as long as everything heals the way that it's going now. And, I can think of so many things that I want to do for myself and do with my kids. And, I haven't been able to look forward to anything like that for such a long time. The whole last year that, watching my baby grow up, my youngest grow up, and it's like, oh my gosh, at some point we're going to everybody's going to want to go to the zoo. And what are we, walking around the zoo, juggling two kids, it was more of a dreadful thing. Now it's like, yes, we're going to go to the zoo. I cannot wait to walk the zoo. For one, I love going to the zoo anyway. So it's the little things like that that are adding up and, getting me through day by day. The one thing I think people need to hear over and over and over again with this is that, yes, the first week is you feel like you've been hit by a train. Your body will hurt in places you never even thought you could hurt. And, there will be days that are just very long and feel like, why did I do this? Why did I choose to do this? And it is very much worth it. Get through those first week and a half, and you feel like you just feel so much better. All of a sudden, you realize, hey, I don't have this pain in my back, and I don't have weakness in my leg and pain in my leg. I can walk straight up and down. I have a normal gait again. I'm not limping. I'm not feeling like I'm dragging my leg behind me. So just it's that first initial week that is just really hard. It's really hard, and you have to dig deep to find the strength to just get through it. And it's not like you have any other option. Obviously you're not going to die from it, but it hurts a lot. And then that hurt starts to go away, and you start to realize that you feel a lot better, and you have things to look forward to. And so don't be scared of this. I was petrified of this surgery. All I heard was the bad things from people, and there's a lot of good, and I think if you go into it with a positive attitude, just like anything else in life, you can be successful. So I'm getting there, you guys. It's exciting that I'm getting there. So I will update you guys sometime next week to let you know how the next doctor visit goes and the car ride and all that. And until then, have a wonderful weekend.